Hey, what is going on, guys? This is Connor Talks, and this is also a slightly different setting to what you're probably used to seeing, especially considering this is a van life, camper van, living on the road type of YouTube channel. We have a little pit stop in accommodation at the moment. I might be here for a month or so, not sure, depending on how things go. It's a great feeling to be in a house again and have things like a tap at hand all the time, not have to wait or have a walk to a shower, not have to go for a long walk at pitch black if you want to go to the toilet in the night. But if the truth be told, I kind of enjoy all those things. I love going out at night, brushing my teeth, going for a little stroll towards the local toilet and looking up at the beautiful stars. I thought I'd answer a few questions that I've had on my YouTube channel in various videos over the last year or so that I've been doing this thing. So stay tuned for some questions and some answers. And most importantly, if you do have any questions, please have some questions so I can make another one of these. I like answering questions. I'm an absolute blabbermouth, let's be real. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, and next time I do another one of these bad boys, I will be sure to try and answer yours. But let's get right into it. I'm going to answer these questions in no particular order, so here goes. First one, I'm not going to answer every single thing that's been posted on my channel since it began, but I'm just going to pick a few out and go from there. Maybe some that are a little bit more useful or exciting for you to listen to, if you're into the van life, that is. So first question, this is in my Toyota Hiace camper van conversion. This one's in part 2, where I installed the floor and the reverse camera. Kay commented, is it essential to remove the existing floor? Could you just use timber look vinyl over it? Blah, blah, blah. Is it essential to remove the existing floor? Well, if you look at the video that I did, no, it's not. I mean, you can do what you want. Like, the truth be told, it's your camper van to fit out. And I think this is something that, for me, I'm going to go on a big tangent, but like, you don't need to copy everybody else's van build. You can, that's great. And it's great when you watch YouTube videos to get ideas. I did exactly the same, but there's no set like, this is how your van build has to look. This is everything that it has to have in it. This is what it has to do. Make it around you and make it around the time limit you've got to build the van, make it around the budget you've got. So for example, with mine, was it essential to remove the existing floor? No, it wasn't. The van I bought already had a big a thick plywood base along the bottom of the floor, and then they had some like plastic vinyl wrap over the top of it. I removed the vinyl floor because I didn't like the look of it, because I wanted something that looked a little bit nicer, and also because I just wanted to do it. It was a skill. It was something I hadn't done, fitting laminate flooring. And if you watch that video back, you'll see I made a few mistakes. But it's something I've never done before. It was something I wanted to try my hand at. It was a new skill, and I love the way our floor looks currently after I fit it out. But no, you don't have to. You can keep the vinyl floor there if you want. You can build your bed over the top of that. You could do whatever the hell you want. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Worry about yourself, and worry about what makes you happy with your van build and your budget. Next question or query. I've had a few people mention this, and I see it all the time in YouTube videos, and feel free to go back and forth with me in the comments, or maybe I'll just make another video in the future about it. So here's the comments. Wilty puts, no insulation and sound deadening in the van, walls, ceiling, floor, etc. Question mark. Another comment. This was left from Gusiva1. No insulation, mate. Good luck in 40-degree heat. Well, let me tell you, Gusiva1, I've spent many a nights in 40-degree heat without the insulation, and it's been bloody great. It's been unbelievable. I've had zero issues. All right, so here's my thoughts on insulation in a camper van. Obviously, this is like when you're fitting out your van. The issue that these people have with me or my van build is that when I built it, I didn't put any insulation in. Didn't put any insulation in the fit out. My reasoning for that is 1, I don't think you need it. 2, it's expensive. 3, it can take up some space in the van. And 4 and 5, all the way to 10, I don't think you need it. So here's my thoughts on insulation. If you look at the van that I've got, it's full of glass. There's glass everywhere. And glass absorbs the heat the heat is going to get in the van. I live in Australia now. I travel in Australia. Trust me when I tell you, if you have insulation in your van, the heat's still going to get in at some point. Even if you have insulation on the walls, there's a space between, if you look inside my camper van and the majority of them, there'll be a space where you've got like the front seats, and then you've just kind of got nothing here, like a curtain, and then you have the bed and everything in the back. Well, there's no insulation here, so then you're getting the heat that's coming into the front of the van through the glass, like the front windshield, the side windows. You're going to get the heat coming through there. It's going to slowly filter in through the back. And then you might say, oh, well, I've got like the reflective screen, so no, actually the heat doesn't go in there. Okay, well then let me tell you, you might have a roof fan. If you've got a roof fan on top of your van, it's not insulated. So trust me, the heat's going to get in through there. And let me also tell you that after traveling Australia for a good few years, pretty much all around the country, and being in very hot conditions, it gets super hot. No amount of insulation is gonna save you from the heat. I'm telling you now. And my personal standpoint is that if you've got insulation all around your van, yeah, it's gonna take longer for the heat to get in initially. So it might be a little bit cooler in the morning. But my theory with that is, at some point, the heat is gonna penetrate that insulation. At some point, that's gonna happen. So your van is gonna get hot at some point. If your van is under the sun all day at 40-degree heat, the heat will eventually penetrate the insulation and come inside your van. And then do you know what happens? What happens is that the insulation traps the heat inside the van. So you get to like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, the sun goes down, your van is still roasting because the insulation is keeping the heat inside. You know what I'm saying? I know there's going to be a lot of people that disagree with me on this topic, but I could go back and forth all day. I'm speaking from personal experience. I'm not fully against insulation. I'm not like a hater of insulation. I hate insulation. But every van build I've done, I've not had insulation, and I've never needed it. Like, yeah, for sure, you do get hot nights in Australia, but like, if it's super hot, I'll open the roof fan. If it's really hot, I'll turn on the Sirocco fan. And if it's even hotter, then I'll open the side door and I'll have the fly screen and I'll leave the side door open all night. So I'll have the side door open, I'll have the roof fan on, I'll have the Sirocco fan on. And then if it's even hotter than that in the daytime, I'll turn the van on and I'll run the rear aircon. If you've got yourself a van build, maybe where you've got machine aircon running throughout the day, I could see why maybe insulation would benefit you because you want to keep the cool in and keep the hot out. But if you haven't, if you've got a setup like mine, then insulation, I know a lot of people are going to say otherwise, but don't waste your money. Don't waste your money. Not worth it. 100% not worth it. This is coming from someone who's lived this life. This is coming from someone who doesn't have insulation in their van, and I'm currently at the top end of Western Australia where it's like 35 to 40 degrees every day, and yeah, fine without insulation. Next question. This one comes from Eddie Creative. Mate. Just love that he starts it with mate. Mate. You can tell he's English because he starts with mate. I always start with mate whenever I send a message. Mate, did you get this on Auto Trader, which is like a UK like car magazine? I think they have a website you can buy and sell vehicles. Mate, did you get this on Auto Trader? I live in Bangkok at the moment, and Toyota Hiaces are everywhere. They're super popular, but in the UK, they seem to be very rare. Yeah, okay, so, nah, I didn't get it on Auto Trader. As you can tell, yeah, he lives in Bangkok at the moment. Obviously I'm from England, but yeah, I've lived in Australia for the last 5 years, so, nah, didn't get it on Auto Trader. I actually bought it on Facebook Marketplace through a used car dealership. I find that's a really good place to buy vehicles, to be honest. I think it's the second camper van I bought in Australia, and like the third or fourth vehicle I bought in Australia through used cars on Facebook Marketplace. And I do 100% agree with you. Toyota Hiaces are everywhere in Bangkok. We were there for 2 months just recently, and there were so many sick Toyota Hiaces there, like custom fit outs. They're unreal. But yeah, they're everywhere in Bangkok. They're also everywhere in Australia. Like, you can't go down the street 5 minutes without seeing a Toyota Hiace somewhere. But I also agree with you that they are not in the UK. I think I've seen one Toyota Hiace in the UK, and I'm guessing it was an import. Yeah, in the UK you're looking more at like what, a Mercedes Sprinter, Ford Transits, Volkswagens, like transporters, stuff like that. So yeah, not from the UK. Hope that answers your question. Next comment, not a question, but I'm running out of content here, so here we go. This one's from Jack R1110. Be interested in an in-depth wire up vid. Got you covered. If you look at a video I made within the last month, I had some more electrical issues, and the video title is something like, solving more electrical problems with the van plus electrical van setup tour. So if you watch that video, there is a video of me showing like the actual setup and how I've got my electrics, and I've got bus bars and everything I've done to set that up. So watch that video and hopefully that answers those questions. Thanks. Next comment from Darren Martin. So he put, nice work on the bed. Thank you. The bed was actually a little bit like, I kind of botched it a little bit. I custom made it. It just wouldn't fit the way I expected it to, and I'm sure you can see in the video, I had to take the bed in and out like 5 times to try and cut it and get it to shape the way I wanted it to fit in the van. But then he says, I should have primed the hubcaps before spray painting them. So he's talking about in my van build series, like the plastic wheel trim, the hubcaps that you have next to the tires. I sprayed them black paint to make it look cool, and I didn't prime them. I tried to sand them. As soon as I started sanding them, like it really just ruined the texture of them. So I didn't sand them, I didn't prime them. I just spray painted them black. He put, you should have primed the hubcaps before spray painting. That paint is going to wash/peel right off. I do agree to an extent. I'm only saying that because that was almost a year ago, and I will tell you that like the majority of the black paint on those wheel caps or those hubcaps, the wheel trim, the majority of the paint is still on them. Don't ask me how, don't know. I probably should have followed the instructions. I probably should have primed it. I probably should have sanded it. I definitely should have done a lot more, let's be real. But the one thing I want to say with this is that like, if you are doing a van build, it's a lot of living and learning. You know, if you're a professional fit out expert, if you're an expert in the game, yeah, of course, this rule doesn't apply to you. But for everybody else, if you're someone like myself, you buy a camper van and it's fun to fit it out. It really is fun, and it's a learning game, and you're not going to do everything right the first time. That was like my second or third fit out of a vehicle. So yeah, maybe I should have primed the hubcaps, because maybe I should have known better by round 3, but I didn't. So there you go. But you know, sometimes life is all about just giving it a go. And I know for next time if I ever buy a new van. Thanks. Okay, next comment from Zoom9593. Your cost is high. Let me just say, this was posted on like, how much did my van build cost? So he comments, and somebody's liked this as well. There's a thumbs up on this, so someone agrees with it. Your cost is high because of a woman's touch. Yeah. Sick. Okay. All right. I guess you're right. Yeah. Someone liked it. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe you are. Yeah. Maybe it's Jen's fault. I don't know. That's maybe why my van costs so much. Next question from Surf3722. Hey, nice conversion series. Thank you. What was the reversing camera / mirror that you purchased? So that was posted on van build number 2, where I fit the reversing camera. It sits above the rear view mirror, and it's a sick little touchscreen reverse camera. The name of it, I don't want to get it wrong, so I'll just double check. The name of the camera is a Wolfbox, all one word, G8405 12-inch 4K dashcam mirror. I bought it on Amazon, and it was like $200 and something. You can get it right now. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at my laptop screen right now. It's 19% off. Not sure why it's 19, a bit strange, but it's 19% off, $219.99. You can buy it on Amazon right now. It is really good. It's sick. Not sponsored, but okay. Next question from the old Rodney Falzen 2236. Big up. Hi, are these fans noisy when using at night? So this is the Toyota camper van conversion part 3, where I installed my roof fan. I got it from a company called TRA Australia. It's a really sick roof fan, actually. I know a lot of people go for the Max Air roof fans, and I've heard they're sick as well, but it's just a price thing. And obviously, as I said before, like, go with what suits your budget. The TRA fan that I bought was a hell of a lot cheaper than the Max Air fan. And yeah, it's sick. And he says, yeah, hi, are these fans noisy when using at night? No. It has different settings, so it has like, you can suck air in or blow air out, and it has like a high, medium and a low. On low setting, not really noisy. Very faint background noise, but if anything, it kind of helps me drift off to sleep. When you have it on high, then yeah, it does get a bit noisy, but you don't really need it on high. Like, the only time I ever have the fan on high is if it's like ridiculously hot inside, I'll put the fan on high. Or maybe if I'm cooking indoors, and for whatever reason the wind keeps blowing the gas stove out, maybe I'll close the side door while I cook, and then I'll have the roof fan on high blow out. But yeah, not too noisy if it's on low. Okay, next comment. This one's from John Maddox. John Maddox, big up. He puts, bogey build, rough and awful. Should have called it how to make a shitbox. Thanks, John. Final question for today's video. This one is from Oz Travel Trio. Boom. Question. Why use the metal cross bracing for the solar panels? If the panels come with a frame, why don't you just bolt the panel frame to the roof racks? Maybe. Yeah, it's probably quite a good idea. If I'm being honest, yeah, if I could redo it, I probably would. But the truth is, as I'm sure all of us do from time to time, I watched a YouTube video, I saw how someone has fitted their solar panels to their roof of their highest, and I thought, that looks easy, that looks great. And yeah, big shout out to the idea that I pretty much copied, or should I say I took inspiration from. The YouTube channel itself is called Efficient Self, all one word. A big shout out to that guy, honestly. He doesn't even know who I am, and it's probably the third or fourth time I've shouted him out. But I just want to give props where props is due, because when I started building my van, I was watching all of his van build videos because he had a Toyota Hiace, and I was getting a lot of inspiration. He fit the solar panels to his roof using the same method, with like aluminium brackets on the side and then 2 solar panels on top of the roof. So I watched his video and I thought, that looks great. He's given us a step-by-step guide on how to do it. So happy days, that's what I did. So there you go, I hope that answers your question. Okay, that's question time over. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you have any questions, let me know down below and I'll make another one of these at some point and hopefully answer some more questions. I like to talk, so give me some questions and let me do some talking. Thank you very much for watching, and if you like traveling videos, watch my other stuff. Boom, see you.